Now old desire doth in his deathbed lie, and young affection great goes to his that there for which love groaned for, and would die with tender Juliet matched, is now not there. Now Romeo is beloved, and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks, but to his soul suppose he must complain, and she feel love's sweet fate from fearful look. Being held told, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers use to swear, and she as much in love, her means much less to meet his new beloved anywhere. But passion lends them power, and time means to meet, tempering extremities with extreme sweet.
Scene one, a lane by the wall of Catholic.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, go, and find thy center out.
Romeo!
He, he is wise, and on my lie, stolen him home to bed.
Well, he ran this way and left this fortune with him. Oh, good Patricia.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover, thou appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. But speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but ah me, pronounce but love and dove. Speak to my gossip Venus one fair word, one nickname for her purblind son and heir, young Adam Cupid, he that shot so trim when King Caputra loved the beggar's maid. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not. The ape is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Roslin's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her scarlet lip, by her fine foot, straight leg and quivering thigh, and by the demesnes that the mains that there adjacent lie, that in the kind likeness thou appearest to us. This cannot anger him. It would anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress's circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand till she had laid it and conjured it down, that were some spite. My invocation is fair and honest, and in my mistress's name I conjure only but to raise him up. How many have?
Come, he had hid himself.
Yeah.
Oh, he had hid himself among the trees to be consulted with the humorless knights. Blind it is and best be its
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Now will he sit under the medlar tree, and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit, as maids call medlars, when they laugh alone? Romeo, that she were, oh, that she were an open, etc. Thou upon pumpering pair. Romeo, good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
go then. But 'tis in vain to seek him. That means not to be
Scene 2.
Captain Orchard.
He jest at stars that never felt a moon. So, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Rise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who's already sick and pale with grief. Thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools to wear it, cast it on. Oh, oh, it is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she speaks, yet she says nothing. What that? Now I discourse, I will answer it. Oh, I am too bold to speak. Two of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business to entreat her eyes, to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars. The daylight doth blend her eyes in heaven. Through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove, that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Oh, she speaks. To speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head as if a winged messenger of heaven. To the white, upturned, wondering eyes of mortals fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but my sworn love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear no more? Shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, no arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes. Without that title, Romeo doth thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus besieged in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how they tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo, a Montague?
Neither, O saint, of either.
How comest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art. If any of my kinsmen find thee here,
With love's light wings did I search these walls. For stony limits cannot hold love out, and love can do that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
if they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but speak, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world that they saw thee here.
I have a night cloak to hide me from their sight. And, but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death the road.
By whose direction foundest thou this place?
Alone. That first it brought me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no pilot, yet wert thou as far as the vast shores washing with the furthest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek, for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word, if thou swearest thou may provest false at lovers' perjuries. Then say, Jove laughs, O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. Say thou wilt woo, but what else not for the world? In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my nature light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but thou heardest, ere I was rare, for my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I swear that tips with silver all these fruit trees.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thou love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear?
Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and all who leave thee.
If my heart still love.
Well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be, ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night, this bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when we next meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Oh, will thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would give to thee again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose?
But to be frank and give it to thee again, and yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within, dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night, I am feared, being in night. Oh, this is but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that all procures come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. Madam, I come anon, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee. Madam, by and by I'll come to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
You'll thrive, my soul.
1,000 times. Good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love toward school with heavy looks.
Hist, Romeo, hist. Oh, for a falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse and may not speak aloud, else I would tear the cave where echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with repetition of my Romeo's name.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night. Like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo,
My dear,
at what tomorrow shall I send to thee?
at the hour of noon,
I will not fail, 'tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
let me stand here till thou can remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forgetting any other more but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird, who lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with his silk thread plucks it back again, so loving, jealous of his liberty.
I would I were thy bird.
Sweet, so would I, yet I should kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I would sleep in peace so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father's cell his help to crave and my dear cap to tell.
Scene 3, Friar Lawrence's cell. Enter Friar Lawrence with a basket. The gray-eyed moon smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. And flecked darkness like a drunkard reels from forked day's path and titan's shadowy wheel. Now, ere the sun advances burning high, the day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry, I must outfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juice. The earth that's nature's mother, what is her burying grave? And from her womb children of a diverse kind, we sucking on her natural bosom find. Many virtues excellent, none song. Mickle is the powerful grace that lies in herbs, plants, stones, and their true quality, for not so vile that on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good but strain from that fair youth, revolts from true birth, stumbling on a virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice, sometimes by action dignified, within the infant rind of this small blood. Wisdom hath residence in medicine. For this, being smelt, the grand part cheers each part. Being tasted, slays all senses with two such opposed kings, encampment still in man, as well as grace and rude will, and where the worser is predominant, will soon canker death eats up.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedict's Day! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head, so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth couch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. This doth me assure thou art uproused by some distemperature. For if not so, and here I hit it right, our Romeo been to bed.
Oh, the last is true. Sweetest rest.
God pardon sin, wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father? No. I forgot that name, and that name's woe.
That's my good son, but where hast thou been?
I tell thee ere thou askest me again, I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden hath wounded me, that by me wind wounded. Both are remedies, within thy help and holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart still love is set, the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined save what thou must combine. By holy marriage, when and where and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vow. I tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Oh, Saint Francis, what a charge is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon? To love that lies not true in her heart. Taste, feel, what a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosalind. How much hot water thrown away in waste to season love, that of it doth not taste. The sun not yet thy sides from heaven clears, thy old groans ring yet in my ancient ears. Lo, here upon thy cheek the stain doth sit of an old tear that's not washed off yet. If e'er thou wast thyself and these woes thine, thou and these woes were all for Rosaline. And art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
And badest me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote, and could not spell. But come, come, me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence. I stand on some haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast. In more street, enter Benvolio and Mercutio.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight? And Benvolio.
Oh, no, I spoke with
Ah, the same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Devil, can't run to Capulet, have something better.
A challenge on my life.
Okay, well, that's good.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
How he dares, how he dare. Dare.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead, stabbed with a white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind boy's butt shaft. And he is a man to encounter Tybalt.
Devil.
Tybalt. Is that his name? Tybalt it is. More than a prince of cats, I can tell you. Oh, he is the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing quick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. Rests me his million in rest, 1, 2, and the third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button, a duelist, a gentleman of the fine first house, of the first and second cause, the immortal pasto, a punto reverso, the high.
What?
The pox of such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticals, though these new tuners of accents, by Jesus, a very good lay, a very tall man, a very good whore. Why, is not this lamentable thing, grandsire, that we should thus afflicted with these strange flies, these fashion mongers, these perdonnemies, who stand so much on the new form that they cannot at ease on the old bench? Oh, they're bones. Bones.
Ooh, here comes Romeo, here comes.
Without his roe, like a dried herring, flesh, flesh, how art thou fishified? But now, is he for the numbers that patriarch voted? Laura, to his lady, was but a kitchen wench. Mary, she had a better love to be rhyme her. Dido, a doty. Cleopatra, a gypsy. Helen, and Hero, Hildings, and harlots. Thisbe, a grey eye or so, but not to the purpose. Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a Frenchman's salutation to your French slop. Give us the counterfeit fare you last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The ship, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio, my business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say, such as a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I'm the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Why, then is my pump well found.
Well said. Follow me this jest now, till thou hast worn out thy pump. And when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain after the wearing soul singular.
Oh, single soul jest, solely singular for the singleness.
Come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Swits and spurs are I'll cry a match.
Nay, if thy wits run the wild goose chase, I have done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I had in my whole 5, as well as I was with you there for the goose.
Thou wast never with me for anything that thou wast not there.
I will bite thy ear by the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite not.
And wit is a very bitter sweeting. It is most sharp sauce.
And it is not then well served into a sweet goose.
Ow, oh, here's a wit of cheverel that stretches from an inch narrow to an ell broad.
I stretch it out for that word broad, which added to the goose proves the far and wide a broad goose.
Why, is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable? Now art thou Romeo? Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as by nature? For this dribbling love is natural, that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there.
Desires me to stop in my tail against the air?
That was written by Fail.
Thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I was come to the whole depth of my tale, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear.
A sail! A sail!
Two, shirt and a sock.
Peter,
Anan.
my fun, Peter.
Good Peter, to hide her face, for her fans the fairer face.
God be a good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good den, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good then?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
What a man I knew.
One gentleman that God hath made for himself to
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mar. What gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
Oh, I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than when he was when you sought him. For I am the youngest of that name, Paul.
You say well.
Yea, is the worst. Well, very well took, Faye. Wisely, wisely.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will invite him to some supper.
A bod. So,
What hast thou?
no hair, sir, unless a hair, sir, in a Lenten pie, that is something stale, and for ere it be spent. An old hair whore, an old hair whore, it's a very good meat in Lent. But a hair is that's whore is too much for a score. When a whore ere it be spent, Romeo, will you come to your father's? Will to dinner enter?
I will come.
Farewell, ancient lady, farewell. Lady, lady, lady.
Very farewell, I pray you, sir. What sort of mansion was he that was so full of his property?
A gentleman, nurse, that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand in a month.
And I speak anything against me, I will take him down, and I will lustre and kick until he subjects. And if I get up, I will find those that shall. Scurvy name, I am not of his flared heels, I am not of his cane made, and thou must stand by two, and suffer every name to use me as his patient.
I saw no man use you a pleasure. If I had, my weapon should quickly have been out. I warrant you, I dare draw as soon as another man. If I see occasion in a good quarrel, and the law on my side.
Now, before God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers. Pray you, sir, a word. And as I told you, my young lady bade me to inquire of you that she would bade me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore, if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, a very weak woman.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart, and I think it would get her as much. Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not know.
That you do possess, which, as I think it, is the gentlemanlike woman.
Bid her devise some means, and there she shall at Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here is for thy payment.
Truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
Sir, no, she should be there.
And stay, good nurse, behind the abbey wall. Within this hour my man shall be with thee, and bring thee cords made like hair, which to the high top gallantry of my joy must be my convoy in the secret night. Farewell, be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell, commend me to thy mistress.
Now, good in heaven bless thee. Hark you, sir.
What sayest thou?
Is your man secret? Did you never spare say two men keep counsel putting what away?
I warrant thee, my man's as true as steel.
But, sir, my mistress is the sweetest lady. Look, when was a little cracking thing, oh, there is no man in town, one Paris that would fain lay night aboard. But she, good soul, as a leaf sea abode, a very low as he. I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the proper man, but I'll warn you, when I say so, she looks as pale as any cloud in the first world. Does not Rosemary and Romeo begin both with a letter?
Aye, nurse, what of that? Both of them.
Ah, Walter, that's the dog's name. R is for Dick. No, I know it begins with it. Some other letter. And she had the pretty sentence of it. Of you and Rosemary, that if will do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy lady.
How
Peter. I know.
Peter, take my fan and go before an activity.